Okay, in this video tutorial I will show you how to configure hot standby routing protocol, which is a Cisco proprietary redundancy protocol for establishing a fault-tolerant gateway. This redundancy protocol allows host computer to use multiple routers that acts as a single virtual router, thus maintaining connectivity even if the first hop router fails. It is not a routing protocol as it does not advertise IP routes. Hot standby routing protocol has the ability to trigger a failover if one or more interfaces on the router goes down. For example, if you notice that here we have a PCA, instead of using this gateway 192.168.1.2, we might change this to the gateway of 192.168.1.1. This IP address refers to the virtual IP address. So in case R1 router downs, it automatically route to the next one, which is the standby routing. Okay, it's called R2. Okay. So that is the main purpose of this video tutorial. Okay, so how do we configure this one? Okay, first let me give you a brief overview of how the topology is. The first one, we have a H router here. On the H router we have an IP address here 192.168.2 and then we have another one here 192.168.3.2. This one connect to the R2 and 2.2 connect to the R1. Okay, this router is called the H router because this router is the one that's gonna go to the ISP. Okay, this is gonna going out to the ISP. Alright, and then we have two routers here to create redundancy or high availability. Okay, the interface GO1 192.168.2.1 and the one that go to the internal network, the one that the interfaces that facing to the internal network is 192.168.1.2, refer to gigabit Ethernet 0/0. Okay, also we have another router which is a standby router, gigabit Ethernet 01 192.168.3.1 is going to the H router, and gigabit Ethernet 0/0 which is which has the IP address of 192.168.1.3 is facing the internal network. So let me show you how the configuration works here. So let me start with the router 1 here. Okay, I have my my configuration posted on the blackboard. So before you view this, before you watch this video, I would suggest you download the configuration file. Okay, let's start with the routing 1 here, or R1. Okay, we have gigabit Ethernet 0/0. We need to configure 1.1.2 network is referred to this one. Okay, and then we're going to configure another one in the gigabit Ethernet 0/0, which has an IP address of 192.168.2.1, subnet 255.255.255.0. that is referred to these interfaces that is facing to the H router. Okay, all right. Then the next one, we need to set up the routing protocol. We're gonna use OSPF in this case, OSPF. Okay, you need to configure network OSPF 1, network 192.168.1.0, and then the wildcard mask 0.0.0.255 area 0. That means if anything match in the first three, that means 0.0.0 means that anything that matches the first 3 octet. Okay, then the next one is network 192.168.2.0, wildcard mask 0.0.0.255 area 0. Okay, this we are in the same area. Okay, all of this area is area 0, and then we can set up this one, which is now we need to create the virtual IP address. So this is how you set up the virtual IP address. Interface gigabit Ethernet 0/0, which is referred to this one. This will be the virtual address. You will put standby 1, IP address 192.168.1.1. This is the virtual router IP address. Okay. Then we will put standby 1, priority 105, because the default priority is 100. Therefore, R1 has a higher priority. So R1 will become an active routers. Okay. So remember, the default router, the default priority is 100. So if we set up this R1 as 105, then this become an active routers because it has the higher priority. Alright, then we're gonna use this command called standby 1 preempt overthrow lower priority active router. Okay, standby 1 preempt this mean this command means overthrow lower priority active routers. Thus R2 become a standby router since the default is 100, right? The default, we didn't change anything about that. Okay, standby track interface gigabit Ethernet 0/1. That means it will tracking the edge router or outbound interface. If the outbound interface is down, then the standby router will kicks in. Okay, that means if this interface down, so PCA packets gonna route to this one, to the R2 router, instead of using this one. That's why they use this standby track interface G01 gigabit Ethernet 0/1. This is to track the edge router or outbound interface. If the outbound interface is down, then the standby router will kicks in. Okay, so let me see. Alright, I think I'm gonna stop right here first, and then I will continue in the next video for the router 2 configuration.